inside show me all.
This time, I won't be able to tell as much. I won't have as much time as before. This time, I'm distressed. Let's begin. The room, so desolate, so empty. The only thing that filled it was the bed, a small nightstand with some candles on it, all worn down, the walls ripped apart, everything so utterly decayed. All that there really was a massive amount of dust and particles in the air, all that he breathed in. He will never forget that room. That room will forever be the home of his beginning, even though he lost his life for the first time there. That was his start. That was the first death of many to come. We all die. We all fade away. And we all leave. These were all things he pondered. Things he thought about while he was curled up in a ball, cradling himself on the floor, while these beings tried to examine his body. He was in the spaceship as they were flying away. He wanted to know why he was there, why all this was happening, but he also knew this is something he can't come back from. This is something he is stuck with now. He is forever stuck in fear, because everything he had before is all gone now. Everything he believed in, destroyed in moments. He is also completely understanding that this is his new life now. He has nowhere else to go from here but forward. There is nowhere else for him. He must work with these beings, but he is so utterly scared. He has no idea what they are, what they want. He needs to know. He wants to know. Every fiber in his being says, I need to know why I'm here, what happened, why? But at the same time, he knows this is his next life. This is all he has left now. Everything else is washed away with time. It's only been mere moments, but still. That old life that he had, gone, wiped away. His brain still fuzzy from waking up. He still doesn't know what happened. He still doesn't know why he feels this way. Why his body is aching like this. He doesn't know how long he's been in slumber in this world. He doesn't know anything really. All he really knows is that he has died and he's woken up in this new world with beings that he doesn't know, speaking a language he doesn't know, but he fully understands. He understands these beings as they talk about him being perfectly fine, perfectly healthy, aside from, waking up from a coma and all. He is so utterly distressed and confused, but he completely understands. It is a scary thing to wake up from a nightmare, but this is something else entirely. Eventually he starts to calm down. He pushes his thoughts away. He wants, more than anything, to understand. He asks small questions, like, who are you? They each start to give their own name, but their names do not matter. I don't know their names because I don't have enough detail. This isn't the answer that he wanted. What he wanted to know is what they are. They say human. He says they cannot be human. You do not look human. I am human. I was human. You are some alien thing. And they say, to us, you are the alien. He asks them, what do you know about me? Suddenly, the one has been hiding there, watching him, the biggest one that is giving him the death stare the entire time. That one speaks and says, you came to us 1,000 years ago. You were asleep the entire time. Our ancestors watched over you. Your body was preserved as much as we possibly could. We did anything we could. We used all our magic, all our potential, all our medicines. We used it all to try and wake you up, thinking that you might be some sleeping god that could save us. But no, here you are, a pathetic mess. A shambling being that's worthless to us. Nothing but another mouth to feed. An alien that is worthless. That bigger being puts down a large staff very loudly that it makes a large thud on the metal. This startles him. Startles the man so much because he knows he was just attacked moments before. He's about to be attacked again. He is scared. The memories flood into his mind because he knows that sound, that thud. And then another thud, a next step towards him. He's recalling that night that was just moments before, of the thud, and the thud, and the thud, of the person walking behind him with a knife. The person walking with that blade that slayed him that night. He starts to freak out. The others scramble to hold him still, and to hold him up. They are on their knees, because he is their leader. The larger man is their leader, but the man does not know this. He is trembling in fear. He doesn't want to die again. That awful feeling of dying. The larger being puts his large hand on his shoulder, abnormally large that it covers his entire shoulder, even his pecs. His thumb covering all the way to the bottom of his pec. Being gets up close, right in his face, and says, "You better not be our end. You better not be the reason we fall. If you are, my ancestors died for nothing, gave their all for nothing. We put our everything into you, and you gave us nothing. You better show promise soon, or I will cut off your head. And we will feast. A big feast for the first time in quite a long time. We don't resort to cannibalism, but we will." He is scared, but the last comment, it reaches to him deep. Cannibalism. Cannibalism. Is it really cannibalism? They're not the same being. They're clearly different. One looks like a freaky, tall, large, but also extremely slim being. It's just slim in those exact points that make it just skin crawling. This can't possibly be a human. Then he looks down at himself. He doesn't look exactly the same as he did just moments prior. He remembers waking up in that bed looking at himself. He looked like himself. Now, as he looks at himself, he is different, altered. Did they do something to him when they entered the ship? No. He doesn't think they did. He's freaking out again. The large being scoffs at him, goes back and sits down. He is terrified, because he does not know what he is anymore. He does not know what's happening, and he has no answers. Besides, he's been there 1,000 years. But what really constitutes a year in this world? Does he know where he is? He wants to ask more questions, but he's befuddled. All this sudden knowledge, all this freakiness happening. He can't get the words out. He crawls up into a ball again. Starts to cry. The other smaller beings try to console him, try to make sure he's okay, while the larger one is just grinding its teeth. He hears the stomach growling. They're hungry. Very, very hungry. The raven's eyes have stopped. I need help. Lots of it. We don't have a whole lot of time. Save us all.